Good morning, kids. Today we'll be studying from Environmental Studies Looking Around of class 4th. Please open chapter number 4 of your book. The Story of Amrita. This is a true story from long ago, almost 300 years ago. In a village called Khejadli lived Amrita. Khejadli village is near Jodhpur in Rajasthan. The village got its name because of the many khejadi trees that grew there. Today we'll be studying about a state called Rajasthan, where Jodhpur has a small village in which is Khejadli village, where Khejadli village got its name because many khejadi trees grew there. The people of this village took great care of the plants, trees and animals. Goat, deers, hares and peacocks roamed fearlessly there. The people of the village remembered what their elders used to tell them. They used to say, "Agar पेड़ है तो हम हैं." Plants and animals can survive without us, but we cannot survive without them. The people of this village took great care of plants, trees and animals. Here, the animals like goat, deer, hares and peacocks roamed fearlessly over here and there. The people got to remember from their elders that अगर पेड़ है तो हम हैं. This means plants and animals can survive without us, but we cannot survive without them. So, पेड़ है तो हम हैं. The importance of trees. Trees help us to remove carbon dioxide. They provide fruit. They provide medicine to us. It cools our houses. They add oxygen in the air. They reduce erosion and they prevent flooding. So we should protect trees and we should never cut trees. Amrita's friends. Amrita would get up early every morning and greet her friends. The trees. Who were the friends of Amrita? Trees, yes. She would choose a special tree for the day. She would put her arms around the tree trunk and whisper to the tree, "Friend, you are strong and beautiful. You care for us. Thank you, tree. I love you very much. Give your strength to me also." So, Amrita's friend were trees and she used to hug that tree every day. She used to choose one tree every day and say, "Thank you for giving so much. You have so much strength. Give that strength to me also. You are strong, beautiful and you care for us." Like Amrita, the other children also had their special trees. They would play for hours in the shade of the trees. Like Amrita, there were many other people and children who used to spend time with trees and they used to play for hours under their shade and spend time with the trees. Trees in danger. Trees in danger means trees are insecure. Time went by. Amrita was now grown up. One day she went to greet her trees. She saw that there were some strangers in her village. They had axes with them. They said that the king had sent them to cut trees for wood. The wood was needed for building the king's palace. One day, when Amrita was greeting her trees, she saw two strangers coming to the village, and she saw that they were having axes with them. So, the king sent these strangers to cut the wood for building a palace. Amrita was shocked. She went to the tree that the men were about to cut. She put her arms around the tree and hugged it tightly. The men shouted and threatened her, but Amrita did not let go of the tree. So Amrita was very shocked after seeing those men. She went to the tree and she hugged one tree so tightly that the men were asking her and shouting on her to leave the tree, and they were threatening Amrita or they will cut the tree. The king men had to follow his order. They had to cut the tree. On seeing this, Amrita's daughter and hundreds of villagers, old and young, hugged the tree to protect them. Many people, including Amrita and her daughters, died to save the trees. The king's men had to follow the rule which the king has told them to cut the trees. So, after seeing Amrita, many people of the village, the old and the young, came and hugged the trees. But the king's men want to cut the tree. So they killed the people who were hugging the trees. When the king heard of this, he could not believe that people gave up their lives for the trees. He visited the village himself. There he learned about the villagers' respect for trees and animals. So after seeing this, the king got this news and he came to the village, and he was surprised to see that people died due to protecting the trees. Do you remember what the elders of the village used to say? Agar पेड़ है तो हम हैं. Do you think we could survive if there are no trees and no animals? Yes, we cannot survive without trees and animals, because trees gives us so many things, and even animals gives us so much to humans. So we should always protect them, because they can survive without us, but humans cannot survive without them. The village is protected. The villagers' strong feelings for the tree affected the kings greatly. He ordered that from then and now on, no tree would be cut and no animal harmed in that area. Even today, almost 300 years later, the people of this area call Bishnois and continue to live. So the village is protected now, because the king has, after seeing the strong feelings of the villagers, told everyone nobody is allowed to cut the tree. And even today, after 300 years later, the people of that area are called Bishnois and they are not allowed to cut the trees. Even though in the middle of the desert, this area is green and animals roam freely without fear. So after this thing, even though you can see this is a desert area, Rajasthan, still it is very green and animals roam freely in Khejadali village in Jodhpur. Meaning of deforestation. Cutting down of trees is called deforestation, which is punishable by the government. We should never cut the trees. We should always grow more and more trees. Chipko movement. Chipko movement was started by social activist Sundar Lal Bahuguna to save the trees. In this movement also, people used to hug the trees in order to protect them from cutting down. Sundar Lal Bahuguna started this movement of hugging the trees. He never allowed others to cut the trees. This movement is called Chipko movement, where people protect trees and take pledge to grow more and more trees. Let's study about Khejari tree. The Khejari tree is mainly found in desert area. It can grow without much water. This tree requires less water to grow. Its bark is used for making medicine. Its bark are used for making different medicines. People cook and eat its fruits like beans. The fruits which grow like beans, people eat it and cook it. Its wood is such that it will not be affected by insects. Its wood is being not affected by insects. Insects can't harm this wood. Animals in this area eat the leaves of the khejadari, and children like you play in this shed. So this tree is basically so helpful, and even from his shed people used to sit and relax, and even the leaves are also eatable by the animals. Thank you everyone. I hope the chapter is clear to you all.